Hi, you wonderful creatives out there. I'm Ashley from Ash Writes Lots, and I am going to do the writing process tag today. The my writing process tag was made by the bookish Penbabe. I believe that is how you say it, which it's been about 2 years, I believe it was, since it's been made. So I'm really late, just like I was late for the AuthorTube newbie tag. But hey, first question: what genres do you write? Right now, I was writing urban fantasy for the comics, in which I believe I'm gonna. That's the same thing I'm doing for Spell of the Bayou, and I would like to do a high fantasy. I think it would be fun to do that, and which they all have paranormal romance in them. So I'm sure that's gonna be pretty much fine. At least my definition I know of or believe what paranormal romance is supposed to be is that it's any type of, it can be ghosts, aliens, which probably would be more of sci-fi romance, maybe. But ghosts, aliens, demons, cryptids, people who have the ability to transform, monsters, that kind of stuff. I want to have some type of paranormal aspect to a lot of my stories because I like reading about those. Those are fun, especially when you find out they're more human than the humans in the story. So, yeah, I like those. The next question: what settings gets you most productive? Okay, writing space. I made it during this time that we're going through right now. I probably would really like to head out to like coffee shops again once all of this goes away. Which my favorites would be Hodgepodge. Let's see, Coffee Grounds, I believe, it's one of the good ones, and pretty much, yeah, anywhere where there's coffee. So that's probably why I'm okay here, because I have coffee all the time. But yeah, I do like to go out to the park too, but like, right now we can't really do that. So yeah. All right, next question. If you have multiple story ideas, how do you go about picking which one to start on first? Usually I go for the one that is like just beating into my head. Like it's got to be really, I can't get it out of my head. I probably created scenes before I went to sleep or something, and if they stayed there, then okay, yeah, we're gonna probably write on that. Now I do get sidetracked within stories sometimes with other ideas that I pop out, so I do have to make sure I go ahead and write those down and try to get them out. I try to do creative writing exercises and stuff in order to keep myself from going off onto that tangent and staying there and then not coming back to the main project. At least that's what I'm doing right now. So this is my first novel I'm working on, and I don't know truly what my process is going to be till after it, I guess. Okay, do you outline? Yes, I outline everything. I try my best to outline just in general. I have tried to do the pantsing way of working through stories, but I always get stuck because I didn't have this in the beginning. Now I'm adding it now, and I didn't account for what is going to change in the future. So I don't like that. It's usually when I get myself in trouble. So yeah, outline, yes. Do you start your first draft with pen and paper, typewriter, or computer? Actually, I usually, for drafting, absolutely, I'm on the computer. I do use Dragon Naturally Speaking. It's not the whole project so far. It's just been about 10 minutes of getting out the first thoughts that come to my mind for that actual section that I'm working on, because I have to consider correcting stuff, and that's because I'm practicing with Dragon Actually Speaking. I've been doing it way more lately, but it's still not to where I can speak and it catches every single thing, or I just haven't trained myself to make sure that it's going to catch everything that I'm saying. So I have to kind of slow down my thoughts in order to get it on the page for Dragon Actually Speaking, in which you gotta slow down to type, but talking, it's a battle. Okay. But yeah, so normally for drafting, absolutely, I will definitely start off on the computer. Just depends on what I'm going to use. It's usually in Google Docs. I will use Word. I turn off the spell checks and all that kind of stuff in order to make sure I don't get bogged down in trying to edit, because if I do, I'm never going to finish it. So yeah. What do you do to get through writer's block? Since I do a lot of planning up front, I don't really have a problem with writer's block when I'm working on the short story projects that I'm doing, any of the flash fictions, things like that. I really don't have that much trouble. The only time is, say if I think of something that would fit the story better and all the planning and stuff, it doesn't account for, oh goodness, a new spontaneous thought, and this will work out a little bit better for the characters in this particular situation. So is it going to make it to where I'm going to have to change up everything that happens after, or do I have to change stuff previously? So that's usually where I can create a block. I can create a block because now I'm thinking about, oh crap, I'm going to have to go back and fix that. Or, oh goodness, how will this affect it? Will this affect the overall story? Will it just be this little section? Maybe this backstory? Maybe it won't make sense, and I'll get bogged down in those details. Have to go back to my outline, try to work in how will this scene mess with the other scenes. That's my issue. Maybe I plan a little too much. Maybe. Okay. Number 7, do you format your project from the beginning or worry about that later? I worry about that later. I'm trying to just get it done. I have been writing it double space. No, wait. Yeah. Double space. Pretty plain text. Kind of like a submission for a story, because I did submit a short story and I looked at some guidelines for a anthology, and it did have, double spacing, what text to use and things like that. I formatted very simply so that the editor would be able to go through it, and I'm figuring, hey, I'm going to try to get an editor, so that's probably the maximum formatting I've done. Do you edit as you go or when you finish with the first draft? Definitely edit after the first draft. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to edit. Say when I do the little short stories just for the fun, for my classes and stuff, for creative writing, I actually didn't edit until about the third draft. And that was just because I'm trying to make sure my story was going correctly, in which there was small edits done because of all the planning, but it was more of, I guess, developmental edits I was doing. Then I would get into actually full on editing once I got to about the third go round of figuring out the story. I already figured out the story, but kind of like writing the story. I'm like in circles right now because there's a lot of different types of editing, so I don't know which one we're talking about, but I think any type of editing counts for this particular question, so I'm going with that. Yes, I will developmental edit throughout the second and third drafts, but then I truly do like the grammar edits, the changing up any common words and things like that. I try to do that after the third draft. Okay, yes, I think that's my process. This is new. Okay. After finishing your draft manuscript, how long do you give it a break before you start going back over it, or do you give it a break at all? For the short stories, I would give it about a week. Is there something that you prefer to do to get you through writing? I definitely like to play music. I can listen to almost anything. I try not to listen to stuff with words. I can only have a few words because I might get to talking about whatever they're singing about, because I definitely am not singing. But anyway, other than that, I would like to have coffee because usually I am writing in the morning. And I also really do like to get smoothies, so I can keep my hands clean while getting full off a protein shake or something like that. I will do that. Number 11, do you schedule your writing sessions? Yes, I do, and no, I don't. So scheduling in the morning, definitely I try my best to schedule. so I can come in and work, which now is pretty much a routine for me to go ahead and get up and do the writing in the morning on weekdays. And then over the weekend, I try to schedule it for later, only because I'm probably not doing anything right now. But other than that, I will join in on some writing sprints with the NaNoWrite Mode group for Atlanta. On certain days out of the week, we battle our Discord bot. That's usually pretty scheduled. Any other time, if I have a free moment and I think of something, definitely I'll just do it. So I don't think I schedule every single time. But I do my best to write down when did I do the writing, what was going on, and how many words did I write. So I can try to keep up in order to test out when did I write better at this time? Is it changing instead of the morning? And nothing has beat the morning yet. Do you have a word count or chapter goals for your writing sessions? No. It would be nice. I probably should do that. It's just mainly I try to find the best time for me to write and get the maximum amount of words from that writing session. So it hasn't been, do I have a 1K goal for 2 hours of writing or something? I don't have that, at least not yet. Hopefully I will. Are there any quirky things you do to make your projects more fun? Sometimes I will do some crafts, so which I really like crafts. I like the pour paintings and stuff. One day I was doing a pour painting. I was like, thought about Galaxy Girls, and then I wanted to create the Galaxy Girls on a pour painting, so that's what I did, and that was fun. And I do have a short outline for a Galaxy Girls series, which it wasn't as punching as Spell of the Bayou, so I'm not doing it right now, but I did do a Galaxy Girl. So I don't know if you see it. I'm gonna put a picture. I'll put a picture. Oh, I do also like to watch really bad movies. So for Spell of the Bayou, I did watch Everglades, which is like one of those National Geographic video, in which I've seen it, but I didn't remember it, but it was about crocodiles and alligators. And then we started watching the Lake Placid series again, which is very bad, like horror movie, monster movie genre. Well, not franchise. So yeah, there's 6 of them. I didn't even know there were 6. I was under the impression that there were 3, but nope, there are 6, and we need to go watch the other 3. So yeah. Do you work on multiple projects at one time? I really try not to. If there is an idea that comes up and it won't leave me alone in the middle of something that I'm trying to finish, I usually will go ahead and stop long enough to go ahead and write it out, or I'll use it for my next creative writing session. I have stopped and done some flash fiction exercises with the ideas that come up. So and sometimes they wind up being a spark that will lead into a new project later. Like if I like it enough, I'll go back and read it, type it up, put it all into one document showing, hey, these were other random ideas that I got while writing this story. How often do you research what you're writing? I usually research during the planning stage to see if there are any options available. Like I looked into for alligators, I did the Everglades video, and that was just real fun, finding out more information about alligators. And then part of that research is the like real campy stuff going on in Lake Placid. And then I would go ahead and research things like, it's dealing with a river cruise on there, and artifact auctions on there. See, that's what we talking about. I like researching during the planning stage, writing out any notes, and it's usually like fleshing out the backstory, like where I get bogged down. If I keep it under control, it's pretty alright. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like research before I start. Now, if there's something that comes up I think about and I want to add, I'll go ahead and put a note, do the research when I'm done with that particular writing session. So if I have another hour before I go to bed or something like that, I'll try to do some read up on some new idea and be like, okay, we need to nix it because it will not work, or let's use it and go go ahead and figure out how it will affect the rest of the story, if it will. How do you organize your projects? Right now, it's folders on Google Drive. I put artwork, any links I'll put in there. If I'm doing for research purposes, I do all my outlining and stuff on there. I keep a copy everywhere, but I do make sure that at least I have it on Google Drive in order to be able to open it up on my phone and add a note if I need to, if I can't get to a computer, or if I somehow don't have the notebook on me. Like say I ran into a store and decided not to bring in the purse and only brought in my card, my ID or something like that, then yeah, I need to go ahead and quickly put it into my phone. So usually that's pretty much it. Do you reward or punish yourself for achieving or missing out on your writing goals? Nothing but rewards if I'm gonna do anything, and usually it involves chocolate. So yeah. Are there any works similar to your projects that you look and use for inspiration and or comparison? I try not to compare because it's kind of depressing. I did it a lot when I was trying to work on artwork and actually draw a comic myself, in which that did get me bogged down because you go online, you start looking for references and looking at other people's artwork, and you're like, oh my goodness, my artwork doesn't fit that. So I don't want to do that for my writing. I have had some inspiration though, like Jessica Cage's Jen series and Taylor Vaughn's Alien Overlord series, which those are two very different right? Two very different authors, two very different writing arenas there. So yeah, I do find inspiration in their writing, and that I am looking into doing a series, but I think I'm going to do that as a different project. But there are going to be some things set up in this novel that I believe would lend well to a series. So maybe I'll do it, but I want to at least get one novel done and not get like bogged down with details of trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to set for a series? So maybe it won't be. It'll be a series as in a set in the world of Voodoo Legends. So that's basic. It's still a type of series. Yeah, okay. Ramble. See, that's why I need to have notes. And I'm still rambling, so this is how good this is working for me. Okay. How early do you want to start looking for and hiring editors? I do have some ideas on editors that I would like to look into. I'm probably not going to send the first draft. It's probably like the third one before I send it to them, because I really don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing. So, nah. If you've finished the first draft of manuscript, tell us how you felt afterwards. Well, whenever I do any, yeah, I'm pretty good. And usually, like I said, it's a reward of chocolate somehow, some way. It could be chocolate cake, it could be chocolate ice cream, it could be, if it's triple, if it's chocolate trinity. I'm pretty much it. I'm real simple. Chocolate, bacon. I'm pretty much there. Yeah. I'm gonna do. And the last one is to tag someone. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag a few people down below. Let me know if there's anybody else who will be interested in seeing do this particular AuthorTube tag. Most of them have done it, and like I said, I'm 2 years behind. I think it's 2 years. If not 2, it's more. So yeah, a lot of them have already done it. But some of them, maybe they didn't do it, and I'm going to put them on there, and we're going to see what happens. So I'll tag them below. But other than that, thank you so much for dealing with this rambling, nearly unedited video of me talking about the writing process, in which I'm going to have some videos showing some creative writing options and stuff like that. So, hey,